encounters in that light is not just simply luminosity. What encounters in this, that this is, in fact, life. It's a life that's brilliant and perfect. Therefore, it includes within itself a life principle and an intellectual principle. Why intellectual principle? Because in this seeing, see, in this it's a seeing, it's a knowing. It's a knowing. And therefore, it's a knowing experience, and therefore, it is a knowing or an intellectual, the use of intellect. The eye of the soul is the intellect. Therefore, it brings together life, intellect, and in that, the universal from everyone in every tradition, that needs nothing, seeks nothing, that is simply just as it is, perfect, being exactly what it is. And it contains within itself, and the key word we need, is a goodness. Not the good, but it is good. Not the good, it is a good. Now, what does that mean then? The soul has suddenly taken on light. This, therefore, is the first real experience of light. It's therefore called the source of light. Therefore, in philosophical talk now, we can say, while things are illuminated, we can turn to the source of it and discover the sun. The biggest problem in philosophy is if that parallel, if that can be said to be parallel on the level of the soul, then in the same way, in experiencing this light, there must also be a source to it. Therefore, what can we say? The soul has suddenly taken light. It's recognized as a supreme. It's taken, therefore, as immediately recognized as life, intellect. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It's a source of a vitality. And here's the big word we need. One recognizes through it all that this is a higher sense of what we mean by real than anything else. Because anything else in comparison with it is a shadow that comes with the experience. Therefore, it's not merely luminosity. That luminosity is real or reality. It's a goodness to it. It's a life principle. It's brilliant, perfect, needs nothing, requires nothing. And yet for this fantastic experience, there is still something that is said to be the very source of it. So therefore, this is seeing the Supreme by the Supreme. Now, we're back to our question. Nice journey, nice vision. But how can this be helpful to man? Was the trip worth it to know this? Well, what does the person recognize then? That in this separation, that the nature of reality is good. That it is good. That necessarily it allows any participant, because if the participant in any way is capable of the experience, it is graciously provided. Therefore, it's open and accessible to those who are ready for it, and therefore it is a natural avenue, a natural journey into a higher and ultimate reality. But if that's true, why is it so significant? What's so significant about it? Well, you come back and you recognize the nature of reality is good. Apart from all the struggles and strifes and wars and all of the difficulties and pain and suffering going on endlessly, at the core of reality, the nature of reality, it's perfect. That gives us a problem, therefore, when we come back, which is, how is it possible that in my everyday experience I perceive things that are less perfect, And yet in the highest vision open to the mind, I recognize in reality that it is perfect. To be able to carry this as a question, by the way, is the very heart of Zen Buddhism, or Buddhism. It's a koan. So, now, let me push one idea to, yes, I want to make sure we have that fit for the reception. So, let's go back to 1, 2, 3, 4. Why in soul? One. All right. Why? All right. What follows once in the soul? 3. The separation. 4. The turning around, the vision, and the return. According to this reasoning, then, that in the idea of soul in the classic world, we have a good number of them. So let's take this out. And there is said to be, therefore, the world soul. And there's said to be in the intelligence, the intelligence. They're said, therefore, to be messengers. In our, that's a Greek word for that is angel, right? Daemons, not demons, daemons. Heroes. Intelligent beings like you and I. And soul is also occupied with anything that has life, but it need not have intelligent life, right? It can be non-rational life forms. Huh. You see, in the Greek world, heroes are archetypes. Daemons, Socrates was said to have a daemon. A daemon is that inner voice, which if we listen to, right, the inner voice needs to be cultivated. That's a daimon, right? A messenger or angel is that which can bring obviously messages from the divine. World soul is called a god, because the whole universe is said to be, in the end of the creation of it, a living God. Now, if throughout this entire thing there is nothing other than goodness unfolding, then with that return journey, then therefore, we have to have been benefited. And what we gain by that benefit is to know that we're living in a universe in which providence reigns. Now, providence is a word we don't usually use anymore, very seldom used. Right? It's that which video, right, to see, it's that thing which comes before, prior, right, before seeing, or it is prior. It is a goodness prior to the operation of the intellect. So therefore, after that experience, one then recognizes